Muhammad bin Tughlaq. Before Muhammad bin Tughlaq, we have seen that Ilbari dynasty, then the Khilji dynasty, then the Tughlaq dynasty, Saidi dynasty, and this is the Lodi dynasty, right? And what are the contribution of Muhammad bin Tughlaq, then the Firoz Shah Tughlaq, then the Lodi dynasty, and new ruler related to new administration, we can say the second part of the Mughal dynasty, medieval period was none other than the Mughal dynasty. Within few seconds, let me complete the important contribution of this Delhi Sultanate to India, which is a little bit important. We will not go in detail, but little bit. Yeah, if you see the cultural development, Delhi Sultanate, okay, number of karakhanas, that is none other than the workshops we able to see in and around Delhi. Okay, more than 4,000 people were appointed. Muhammad bin Tughlaq also had a great contribution regarding that education system, that madrasa system, that we have to remember. Formal education was given in the school attached to the mosque. That was one of the mosque or the temple. For the Hindus, it was temple. For the Muslims, it was mosque. That was called as the madrasa. That was one development for the Sultan. Art and architecture, if you see the art and architecture, the Delhi Sultanate had a little bit contribution to the art and architecture. If you see the Qutub Minar or Buland Darwaza, or that is none other than the Firoz Shah Kotla. Okay, and during this time, they brought the Islamic knowledge to India. So that's why there is a new style of art and architecture we able to see in India, that was popularly called as Indo-Islamic architecture. And some of the places we able to get Indo-Sarsanic. Try to remember another word they are using. Indo-Islam, we know that because they were the Islam people. But some historians, they are mentioning Indo-Sarsanic. Sarsanic, they bought from some of the architecture or the artisans from the Persia, and that Indian and Persian, popularly called as the Indo-Sarsanic art. That was one of the greatest contribution during this period. Okay, and we able to see the Quat al-Islam Mosque in Delhi. Similarly, Tughlaq was, and so many, yeah, as that is a Qutub Minar. Okay, next, these are the greatest contribution. Along with that, some of the killers in the Rajasthan we able to see, right? These are the things. Along with that, painting. Turkish ruler bought the number of books illustrated with beautiful Persian miniature painting. Okay, that miniature painting also given more important during the Mughal period by Jahangir. Okay, anyhow, so that was also introduced in India by the this Delhi Sultanate, miniature painting. The Jain in Gujarat were already a habit of illustrating their books within the miniature painting. That was also encouraged during this Delhi Sultanate. Islam and Hinduism greatly influenced each other during this time. Okay, because it is one of the positive thing, though they conquered, they exploited Indian economy, but most of the Delhi Sultanate rulers, we have to praise for them that they were not bigot, bigot, not the blindly support one religion. Even they gave importance to Indian religion also. As a result, during this time, we able to see beginning of a new concept that was called as the new concept, not the religion, new thought, we can say, or the new concept, that is none other than bhakti cult and the Sufi cult. I hope you know that bhakti cult and the Sufi cult, that is also important. So during this time, this bhakti and Sufi, we will discuss a little bit later part, because yeah, after the Delhi Sultanate only, it is better the period to discuss about the bhakti movement and the Sufi movement. This is a movement class, it's not religion. When the Islam, they came to India, they brought their religious belief in India. Their belief, by the time, as we discussed in before class also, Hinduism reached its peak. In the name of religion, some of the Brahmins or the Brahmin society, okay, they try to, in the name of religion, exploitation, not giving chance to the woman, or that Dalit or the caste system, that all were peak in Hinduism. That's why when the Islam religion came to India, by the time, what did they do? They brought their simplicity, like non-idol worship, not rituals, okay, such type of thing, and that was attracted to number of Indian Hindus, and they followed that. As a result, that new concept, which is bending towards the Islamic faith or the practice, and with bhakti. Okay, Hindu people only. Okay, so that new concept or the new thought was popularly called as the Bhakti movement. Mirabai, Nanak, Guru Nanak. Okay, Nimbarka. Next, that is, these are some of the great people we can remember. Shankaracharya, Madhavacharya, Dvaita, Advaita, Visishta Dvaita, Dvaita, Advaita. Such type of great concept we able to get during that time. Similarly, as the Hinduism believed on the Bhakti cult, similarly, Sufism also we able to see. The Muslim people also little bit changed their concept, and they followed some Hindu concept, and that new cult was called as Sufism, Hinduism and Sufism. That was the contribution of Delhi Sultanate in India. And yeah, this is what Delhi Sultanate and their contribution. In the meantime, may I continue, sir? Do you have the time now?
Well, sir, the next speaker is ready, sir.
Okay, class.
Yeah, you please conclude. You please
Yeah.
conclude.
Yes.
Sir, let him continue. No problem. I have time. If he wants, he can continue.
Now, if I'll start now, another new chapter I have to enter.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that will
Please,
take
please.
completely.
Next
So-
week we will have the new chapter.
Yes. Because that is South India, so many kingdoms I have to explain. Okay, class. So today, by yesterday and today, what we have completed, Delhi Sultanate completely we have seen. Okay, it took near about 3 periods. Before period, we have seen what was the socio-religious and economic condition of India after the downfall of Harshavardhan to beginning of Delhi Sultanate. That point we discussed in one class. Yesterday and today in the 2 classes, we have completely discussed that dynasty who ruled 712 AD to why you have taken 712 AD. I clearly told that. Okay, 712 AD to 1526 AD. 712 AD, that Muhammad Mir Qasim, he was captured at India. Then 1526 AD, that was none other than Battle of Plassey. So between these two, we able to see the rising of Delhi Sultanate, and 1526 was the beginning of Mongol period. During this period, 712 to 1526, in 712 to 1192, they took time for establishment of their kingdom. 1192, the second battle of Tirori, to 1526, the first battle of Panipat. Entire period was popularly called as the Delhi Sultanate. And during this Delhi Sultanate, the Ilbari dynasty or the Khilji dynasty or the Tughlaq dynasty or the Saidi dynasty, how they, or that last dynasty, Lodi dynasty, how they ruled and what are their contribution to Indian socio-religious, economic and military condition we have discussed. I hope you gained a little bit. Okay, if any doubt, class, you can contact and you can clarify your doubt. Next class, we'll go to South part India during this time, then Bhakti cult, then we'll go to the Mughal dynasty. I hope it is understanding, and thank you for the joining class, children. Thank you, sir.
Sir,
Yeah.
thank you.